Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Tiva Drive. And today we have the unique opportunity to compare two cars. It's a bit controversial because on my right it is a 2025 Audi SQ6 pure electric SUV, and on my left it's a newly refreshed Volvo XC90T8 plug-in hybrid. We'll tell you in a moment why we are comparing these two cars. There's a few reasons for it. We'll only give you our driving impressions and interior comparison of this car, because this car has been around for about almost 10 years, because this is a 2026 model is coming shortly, and this vehicle was introduced in 2016. So we'll just mention the changes to it and why we're comparing it with this brand new Audi SQ6 and what this vehicle should be really compared with. And next week we'll have something even better to compare it with. But today is 2025 Father's Day. What better gift to me as a father than to compare these two amazing vehicles? So first off, let's explain why they are comparable and why some people may actually cross shop them. Number one, price wise. On the left, the Volvo is priced at 95 grand. On the right, the Audi SQ6 is priced from 100 grand. It's less powerful brother. The regular Q6 is basically in the low 80s, so it's substantially cheaper. So 450 versus 483 horsepower. And that's without the launch control. With the launch control, the Audi goes up to about 509 horsepower. So again, the base horsepower, 450, 483, very similar. So similar power, similar price, and the only difference is, number one is the size. This is one size up. This is more kind of like a Q7 size because it's a 3-row 7-seater. This is more like an XC60 size. So this vehicle will compete with the EX60 that will be launched next year. It will also compete later on this year with a brand new iX3 and the GLC electric Mercedes. This is the Audi's first 800 volt car that is based on a new PPE platform, premium electric platform that's dedicated to electric cars. And this car has a top charging speed of 270 kilowatts, and we'll tell you about our impressions and our actually test results from this car later on. The two competitors from Mercedes and BMW that will be introduced and launched at the Munich Auto Show this September will be quite impressive as well, but because they haven't been launched, we won't really mention them. Next week we have something else very exciting to compare it with, so we'll concentrate today on the Volvo. So first of all, as you can notice, the facelift included a major change to the front of the car. Brand new grille, slightly modified Thor's hammer LED signatures here. They have been modified, and from the back the car looks virtually identical. The other changes will be inside, so we'll tell you all about them once we take you inside. We'll take you for a quick spin to talk about our impressions of this refreshed Volvo XC90 and to let you know whether we think that this is still a valid alternative in the category of full-size plug-in hybrid SUVs with 3 rows of seats and 7 passenger capacity. Okay, so that's it. So let's jump inside and tell you all about this Volvo impressions. Okay, so here we are inside a 2025 and a half. That's what Volvo calls it, because there was a 2025 before the facelift and upgrades, and this is 2025 and a half. I'm not sure why. Perhaps there's even more changes to coming to the 2026 model. Hopefully a bigger battery. Basically the car is the same except for, as we just showed you, the front grille, front DRL headlights signature slightly modified, and the main thing inside is this much larger screen. As you remember in the old videos, if you've seen our videos over the years, as we test drove many previous versions of this car. The screen was much smaller and it fit right here in the middle. It was way too small, not competitive with all the other plug-in hybrid luxury SUVs. This SUV, again, we mentioned it's 95 grand, so that's a lot of money for the Volvo. When they started back in 2016, the plug-in hybrid Volvo XC90 was 75 grand to fit under the threshold for the provincial rebates here in Ontario. So imagine this, 10 years later, I guess it's normal, the prices do go up. It's now 20 grand more, priced at 95 grand. So that's the major difference on the inside from the previous pre-facelift. And then we'll take you for a quick spin and tell you about the results of our testing on this car. So we're now slightly off-road. We are in B mode. Basically, this is the same as the Audi we just shot next door. So we have the D. You will note in our previous videos of XC90, there's a D mode, which is regular. There's literally very little regen. And then there is the B mode, which is a very high regen and one pedal driving. Very similar to the Audi. This is one of the few plug-in hybrids that actually has one pedal driving mode. We mentioned it before as well. The other nice thing is that it has different settings for driving. The only problem is that this button for driving dynamics used to be right here on the center console under a separate button. Now it's all relegated to the center screen and you have to dig through the menus to get to the screen. So you have the hybrid, power, pure, off-road and all-wheel drive. You will remember that this car in pure electric mode is actually rear-wheel drive. In pure gas it's front-wheel drive, and then all-wheel drive is actually uses both systems. So the rear axle electric and front axle gas engine. This is the only way you will get all-wheel drive in this car. You can always press this button here to always start in pure mode. So we'll do that. Battery usage, you have the auto, again, very rare anymore these days, is for plug-in hybrid cars to have a charge mode. This one does have a charge mode. So this is actually great because, as we mentioned, now the battery on this car is still the same. It hasn't changed from last year's model that we test drove. 18 kilowatt hours roughly gross, about 15, just under 15 kilowatt hours net. And then, so we'll tell you momentarily what we were able to drive it in. So we drove it in hypermile mode without climate along the shores of Georgian Bay in the speeds below 100 kilometers per hour, and we were able to drive it just over 60 kilometers in pure electric mode. Then we also possible electric or EV mode, the pure mode as the Volvo calls it, on the highway, on a mix of highway and side roads, and we got only as much as about 50. So obviously it depends what kind of usage you have, but driving in a city carefully without climate, you will get around 60 kilometers in pure electric mode. Other than that, basically not too many changes to this Volvo XC90. Now, the very exciting news on the Volvo side, of course, is that the Volvo just launched an XC70, so slightly smaller brother to this XC90. It's also available in plug-in hybrid, but the battery is available in up to 40 kilowatt hours of battery size with 120 kilometers EV range, and that's phenomenal. So we're hoping that basically this XC90, which is priced quite high and the battery size is well below its competitors, that they will upgrade this Volvo XC90 with a much larger battery to follow its smaller XC70 brother just launched in China. And there's a hope that we will also get the XC70 here in North America. We really certainly hope so. That the general trend is that manufacturers are going back to plug-in hybrids and the range extended electric cars because of basically the public demand for them. So that's about it. Now, if we want to kind of put it in power so you can hear the engine just for a few minutes, Now this is 450 horsepower. It's good for about 5.3 seconds, according to the paper specs on this car, which is substantially less than the same power on the XC60, obviously smaller, lighter sibling, that has about 4.7 seconds. So this is much slower because it's bigger and heavier. Now, of course, the Audi SQ6, which we just showed you, the acceleration is actually well below 5 seconds, but it's a pure electric with 483 horsepower without launch control, 509 with the launch control. So we will end this video now with just a quick launch for you, so you know what the power mode looks like. And there we go, we pressed power and right away you can hear the engine revving. All right, so let's just try and start it up. And we've done it many times before. It's obviously far from being as impressive as launching an electric car, but it's still, for a family hauler with 7 seats, 3 rows, it's basically still impressive enough. And this car, remember, is 10 years old, so the upgrades over the years made it quite competitive. Maybe not competitive with the newest arrivals in the plug-in hybrid SUV category, but generally still a very competitive product. And it's flying off the shelves. It's a very popular car, even 10 years after its initial launch. So that's about it for Volvo XC90 2025.5 plug-in hybrid T8. And if you have any questions about this car or the other car that we compared it with, don't hesitate to comment under our video. And as usual, do not forget to press the subscribe button on our channel to be informed when the next video will be coming. Lots more pure electric and plug-in hybrid cars, and this time around also hybrid cars coming soon to our channel. So thank you for watching, and we have to thank our sponsor, Condos and Castles Realty Inc. You can find them at www.condosandcastles.com. Thank you for watching, and see you at the next review.